Hey, welcome back. In this video we're making a simple flower elastic bracelet. This is a really simple design. I think you're going to love it. It's really easy to change up the colours of your flowers and make your design exactly how you want it. For this design we need about 60 centimeters of elastic. We're using 0.7mm elastic because we can fit this through our bead holes 2 times. So if the holes in your beads aren't that big, you may need to drop down a size in your elastic so that you can fit it through the beads twice. We're using cute little 4mm seed beads today. You can use smaller beads, but you will need a smaller elastic cord. To start with, we always pre-stretch our cord, so just giving it a really good stretch the whole way along. Now first up, we start with the colour for our flowers. So in this case I'm doing a flower with green petals. So I'll start by placing 3 green beads on. Then whatever colour you want in the middle of your flowers, so I'm having a black centre, so placing 1 black bead on as well. Now we bend the end of our elastic cord around and come back through that first green bead, pulling your elastic through. So at this point you should have half a flower with 3 petals and the centre bead. Now we pop another 3 green beads on for the other half of your flower. Now holding your flower there, you should be able to see where you're bringing these beads around to make the petals come right around that centre bead. So when it meets up with this green bead at the top, you want to pass your elastic cord back through that green bead, and that should make your beads look like a flower with 6 petals, so sort of 3 on each side. Sometimes the flowers don't sit perfect because they are seed beads. They're always a little bit different in size, but you can choose out beads that are more similar if you want your flowers looking perfect. Now I place a clip on the end of my elastic and we're going to bead down this other cord. It's up to you what design you place on here. You could have a few beads in between each flower or just 1. I'm going to place 5 just so I can space my flowers out a little bit so that I can show you the flowers best. So I'm just placing 5 white seed beads in between, and then we'll do another flower. Okay, so this time we'll do a purple flower. So start with our 3 purple beads, placing them on first for the petals. And then we place our 1 black bead on for the center of our flower. Sliding those beads along a bit closer to where the flower will end up being. Then with the end of the elastic cord, we bend that back around and place it through the first purple bead. Pulling that cord through, and that should pull the first 3 petals and the centre bead down onto your bracelet. Now placing another 3 purple beads on. Bringing those petals around that centre bead to make the flower shape, and then bringing your elastic cording through that purple bead on the top to secure your flower in place. So you should be able to see your flower design coming together. Now you want to continue the same technique until your bracelet is as long as you want it. I normally bead down to about 19 or 20 centimeters for a standard woman's size, and then tie a nice secure knot on the end. So I'm just making another green flower here. I've got my 3 colored beads and then my center bead, and bring that elastic cord through the first green bead, then placing 3 more green beads on and bringing our elastic cording around the other side and back through that top green bead. Such a cute, simple design. Once you're down around your desired length, you want to try and have your design match up. So see how I've placed white beads on here? That's going to match up with my flower on the other end. If it's only a couple of beads on or off that you can have your design match up, then I always do that. So taking that clip off, now we just want to make sure our beads are sitting nice and evenly and all pulled through the elastic and sitting nicely. Now we can tie our elastic knot. So with our 2 cords here, we want to place the right side end on top of the left side. And then we bring this top cord around the left side 1 time to form a twist. Now we place the left side cord on top of the right and bring that around the right side 2 times. That forms a slightly bigger twist on the top there for a nice secure knot. So I'll just hold it out a little bit so that you can see. Now as we're pulling it tight, you want to try and pull that smaller twist on the bottom tight first, pulling those beads together, and then pull the bigger twist tight down on top of it. Pulling that knot nice and tight in all directions, pulsing that pressure on and off, and then pulling your elastic tight on the beads side of the knot as well, really working this knot tight. You should be able to see if your knot stays nice and tight by gently pulling the beads apart. If you do want to put some hypo cement jewelry glue on the knot as an extra level of security, then feel free to do that. But if you're happy with your knot, then cut your tails short and bring that knot underneath one of the beads to keep it hidden.